towards healing. So, as we are gearing to delve right into the program, we just want to thank our valued listeners. Thank you, our valued listeners, who are always on, who are always ready to support, who are always ready to, get involved in what it is that we are doing here. So please invite some more of your friends and get them to tune in to what we're about to discuss in here tonight.
I'm going to see myself the way you see it. Thank you.
Amen to that. Imagine being in a place where you're not ruled by insecurity. You're loving what you're seeing in the mirror, healed from what your father or your mother did, over it. And so we are here tonight to discuss, of course, as usual, many of our content is coming from this book. If you haven't gotten a copy as yet, you're really missing out. It's Amen to that. Imagine being in a place where you're not ruled by insecurity. You're looking what you're seeing with the mirror, healing from what your father or your mother did, over it. And so we are here tonight to discuss, of course, as usual, many of our content is coming from this book. If you haven't gotten a copy as yet, you're really missing out. It's
to see myself the way you see me. Thank you.
Imagine me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So happy to be on again for another exciting episode of the Healed Version of Me. My name is Peter Gay Graham. I am your healing and wellness talk host, and I'm just here to engage us in another discussion as it relates to emotional healing and wellness. Yes, our discussion is centered around my book, The Healed Version of Me. And we have been excited. We have been speaking about this. And I just want to encourage you to please get your friends, send them the link, let them know that we are on and we are gearing to go. Please get your notebooks and your pens and your pads and let's begin, because we are about to talk about some of the deeper strategies as it relates to healing and emotional wellness. Thank you and shout out to our host, Presence Radio, for hosting us as we are live here on Presence Radio show. Please tune in, please tell your friends, and please let us begin our health discussion, the healed version of me.
Say no to thoughts that try to control me. Remembering all you told me, Lord, can you imagine me? Over when my mama said it, even when my daddy did it. I wanna live and not read that page again. Imagine me being free, trusting you totally. Finally, I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see you being in love with someone like me. Finally, I can imagine me.
Imagine me. I like the part that says being free to trust in you and not letting the thoughts that try to control me, and that's a big part of what we're going to be discussing tonight. So we understand that a big part of healing is understanding and managing our thoughts. A big part of emotional wellness and mental health is the thoughts that we think towards ourselves. It's how well we are, or how well we get at catching ourselves in those moments when we are thinking negative thoughts and allowing our brains to spiral into the worst case scenarios. And we catch ourselves and we start to monitor our thoughts and we say, no, I am not that. No, I am not this. Yes, this is me. And we decide and we choose every single day that we're going to believe differently. We're going to choose different thoughts. And we're not going to allow people to tear us down. We're not going to allow circumstances to get to us. We're going to speak to ourselves. And we are going to encourage ourselves in the Lord and allow all of these negative thoughts to just be torn down, just to be lowered, and help us to stand in our rightful sense of belonging, a rightful sense of who we are in God, and to begin to live our lives victoriously. So I just want to encourage us tonight to please let somebody know that we are on. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell somebody that we are on here at Presence Radio, the healed version of me. We are on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and we are excited to talk. Sometimes we might have persons come on, we might listen to videos and clips, we might listen to music, we might talk, we might read. all about healing and emotional wellness, breaking unhealthy patterns. We want to hear from you, our listeners and our viewers. We want to hear how you are feeling, how you're doing. We want to hear if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Please to send them to us. Please to text or call the number 876-548-8485. If you want to order one of the books, then please call or text that number as well. Or just go on Amazon and make that direct purchase from there. Do not miss out on this great material. I believe it would be a great instrument, a great gift for Christmas. You know, anybody who you give this gift to, they definitely will be able to become more empowered, you know, more self-reliant, so to speak, a better version of themselves, which is what we want for 2026. I cannot believe I'm saying that out loud, but yes, we are fast approaching 2026. We are no longer going to be in 2025. We are going to say bye to 2025, or we're going to say hello to January again, and we're going to do it again. But this time we're doing it with better thoughts, healthier thoughts. This time we're doing it more intentionally. This time we're doing it with a different sense of belonging and peace. This time we're doing it saying to everybody who has torn us down in 2025, who make us feel like we don't belong, we're saying that no, that's not what we're carrying. That's not the weight we're going to allow to tear and hold us down. But we're going to shake those shackles off and step into 2026 as if it's our birthright to be here, to take up space and to be enough and not ask anybody's permission, because God created us in his image and in his likeness, and he created us to dominate and to reign on the earth, to live life and to not just live, but to live it more abundantly. And so we want to say tonight that our thoughts are what we're going to be talking about. A very interesting topic here is plan to believe. Can you believe that? How many of us plan to believe right? How many of us plan to do that? We have to actually come up with a plan, because guess what happens? You know, we can't leave it by chance, because life is life in, like I always say. And it's so natural and easy for us to gravitate towards negative thoughts of a strong hold over us. But we want to break those things, and we want to say that we are going to plan. You know, we are going to be better. We're going to plan to think differently. We're going to anticipate the negative things, and we're going to say, no, this won't happen again. Not this time. No, this time I will not give in to this thought. This time, when the thought comes, I won't even think too long on it. I won't even pay much attention. All I'll do is acknowledge and decide to dismiss and think about this thought instead. That's what it means to plan. In a few minutes, we're going to be going on TikTok Live, and we're going to be talking about these issues, about how we actually plan to believe. You know, plan to believe in ourselves, plan to believe that things will work out for our good, plan to believe that we can trust in God and in his promises, plan to believe that the people who used to tear us down and want to silence us no longer have that power over us, and we're going to believe that. Plan to believe that people are not better than us and we're not inferior. Plan to believe. That is what we're here about tonight. And so we want to extend that, what I'll call somewhat of an olive branch, to ourselves, to say, yes, I'm not in the same position I was last year, and I might not have accomplished all my dreams or my goals or my plans this year, but that does not make me a failure. I am not a failure. I am who God calls me to be, and I'm stepping into my power. That is the privilege that we have. That is the moral consent that I'll even say that we have. You know, so this is a part of a song that I want us to just listen to as we go into how we plan to believe. I particularly like this part of the song because it says something. I don't know if you guys going to hear it, but I want you to just listen to it for a minute and see if you hear what I hear as it relates to this song and how it's really impactful.
積み立てに使うお金で家計がちょっと苦しいので、仕事以外で収入。
So we are just going to be listening keenly as to what this song has to say.
Too many storms have passed your way, and you're all washed out, 'cause it rained on your parade. Seems nobody cares about you anyway. Now you're living your life like a castaway. Search for strength inside, was it all in vain? 'Cause the deeper you dig, you find more and more pain. Don't let your tomorrow be like yesterday, 'cause I spoke to God, I called out your name, and on your behalf I just asked if he would be there for you. I want you to be blessed. Don't live life in weary stress. Just let go, let God. He'll work it out for you. I pray that your soul will be blessed forever in His presence. You deserve His excellence.
Did you guys hear what I heard? I'm just going to run that part just again, try to kind of just resonate with us. Because remember, we said we're not going to let last year be our next year. The thoughts that we thought in 2025 about ourselves and what kept us in defeat and kept us paralyzed, make us feel like we can't finish what we start and we're going to book up with the almost success. Those type of things. So we're going to run that just a little bit. Just for us to see. Just see if you'll hear what I hear. Let me see if I can find it.
Was it all in vain? 'Cause the deeper you dig, you find more and more pain. Don't let your tomorrow be like yesterday.
I love that part. What does it say? Don't let your tomorrow be like yesterday. And one of the biggest ways how we break is basically breaking a cycle, isn't it? It's basically saying that this happened to me yesterday, but it will not happen to me tomorrow. And tomorrow could be any day. It doesn't have to be directly tomorrow. But basically what it's saying is that this is where it ends. The cycle ends here. This will no longer be a common experience for people to dismiss me, to treat me less than who I am, to take advantage of me or abuse me in some sort of way. My tomorrow will not be like yesterday. But the song says, the song said, don't let your tomorrow. She basically was saying that you have control over that. She never said, don't let them make your tomorrow like yesterday. She said, don't let your tomorrow be like yesterday. That's you taking back your power. That's you listening and saying, hey, I'm not going to allow this to continue. That's what it is, And so that's a big part of healing. I cannot get over how empowering this is, because what happens is that when you take responsibility for yourself and for your life, it heals you, and vice versa. It's healing. That is what happens. You step into your power. You are empowered. You're empowered to believe in yourself. Because the truth is, even when you start out standing up for yourself and you don't really believe that you deserve it, what happens is that when you start doing it over and over, you start develop that consciousness that, hey, I belong here. Hey, this is not so bad. Hey, I can do this. I can break this cycle. I can do that. It puts you in the driver's seat and helps you to understand that you are not a victim. Let me hear you say, I am not a victim. Many of us roll over in a corner and we cry. We say people always do this to me. I always get into relationships and they use me and they don't want me. But we're not pouring salt in your wound tonight. What we're saying is that you're not a victim. And I hope you find this really empowering to know that you are not a victim. And you have the power to say no to some people and say yes to some people and decide what you want. When you see the pattern repeating, you have the power to ask up I don't know if you guys remember last week or we were listening to the lady and she was saying that, life can be sometimes you feel like you're on a train and you think it's too late to come off, you're just going with the flow. And many of us are like that. We're in a job that we don't like and we don't feel fulfilled and people are taking advantage of us. They're abusing us. We're being underpaid and we don't seek any other opportunities because we think it's too late now. This is how life is going to be. And this is how people like me have to just push through and survive. And many of the times, what happens is that we have company. Misery likes company. And so many times we have company. And so we tend to just say, I saw it go for everybody. And people like us don't get any better. So I saw it go. And we kind of really give up our power. And we say this is always happening to me. But at some point, we have to start realizing that things are not happening to us. But to a large extent, we are allowing them to happen. And so when we say don't let your tomorrow be like yesterday, we're saying that we're going to stop allowing these things to happen to us. We're going to take back our power. We're going to say enough is enough. I don't like where I am at. I don't like how I look. I don't like it. And I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do something about it. It's hard. It's painful. But I'm going to have to just do it. Because I cannot continue the way I have been. I will not let my tomorrow be like yesterday. But to a large extent, how we really break that is the plan how we're going to believe differently. We're going to believe that things are going to work out in our favor. We're going to believe that this time when we start our diet, we're not going to go back on our word. We're going to examine the pattern and see what went wrong the last time and decide that we're going to correct it this time so it doesn't go wrong again. We're not going to admit and give up on defeat. We're going to say, no, I made a mistake, but I can correct it. I can fix it. Did you know that that's empowering? The fact that you can acknowledge your mistake and also acknowledge that you can fix it. And that's a part of planning to believe. I wonder if you guys understand what I'm saying. Planning to believe. So we're not going to let our tomorrow be like yesterday. We're not going to let our same thoughts or negative victim mindset captivate and pull us down any longer. We're going to find good people and good company, people who are where we want to be. Because the thing is, you can't keep surrounding yourself with the same people, them at the same job or complain the same way every day and think that your life will get better. It won't. Find people who are in other jobs that you would like to be in, industries that you are interested in, who are living the life that you want. Try and hang around some people like those. Plan to believe. So we're going to go on our TikTok live. For those of us who might be struggling to join on Presence Radio, please tune in so that we can, have a lively discussion on what it is that we mean when we say plan to believe. We're just going to continue with the music here as we just listen to get some more insights on what it is that we are going to change.
I spoke to God, I called out your name, and on your behalf, I just asked if He would be there for you. I want you to be blessed. Don't live life in distress. Just let go, let God. He'll work it out for you. I pray that your
before we go into the bridge, we just want to have another set of discussion here. Hello, hello, for those of you who are joining us on TikTok Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening again to our fans on Presence Radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, my name is Peter Gay Graham. I am your wellness talk speaker. And I am just excited to be on. I'm excited to be talking to you about this topic. It is so timely. It is so necessary. Welcome to another episode of the Healed Version of Me, brought to you by Presence Radio. It is so nice for you guys to be joining us. We are here talking about how we are going to be planning to believe differently for the new year. We're going to be planning to believe differently. We're going to be planning to decide that we're not a victim anymore, and we're going to cut out the victim mindset and the scarcity mindset and allow new thought processes to set in. And so tonight, yes, our discussion is always featured around the Healed Version of Me. The book is written by yours truly, Peter Gay Graham, and it's available from myself or through Amazon. Again, the number to call is 548-8485. That's 876-548-8485. Please like and share this video. If you're on TikTok Live, please feel free to comment if you have any questions or thoughts as it relates to what it is that we're discussing tonight. So we are saying that to a large extent, we are going to have to definitely see how we can change our thought process. To a large extent, we're going to definitely see how we don't carry the negative beliefs into 2026. I can't believe I'm saying 2026. It's so uncommon, but yes, it is necessary. Yes, it is up on us. And so we're going to have to get used to it. We're no longer going to be in 2025. We are certainly making a transition into 2026. And so we're talking about how we plan to believe. We're talking about how a big part of planning to believe is when the negativity comes upon us, we're going to decide, no. That's not who I am anymore. No. I'm not this person anymore. The devil want to tell you something, but you're going to go ahead and believe the opposite. Right. That's what I've been doing, and it has been working in a great way. Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Dreka. Hello, those of you who I'm seeing here live on TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please feel free to like and share this video as we talk about emotional wellness. We talk about the healed version of me, how we're going to be breaking those unhealthy patterns, and how we're going to be notifying ourselves and everybody around us that through our actions and our words that we're no longer victims. We're not victims anymore. We have the power to change our lives and change our mindsets bit by bit until it cracks, because we want to understand that we are not who people say we are. We're not who the devil tells us we are. We are who God says we are. We're going to believe that tonight. Hello, Zoom Up. Hello, Carmen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Say hello to you. Say hi to you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So I'm just going to read the part here from my book, which it says plan. So I'm just going to read what I mean when I say plan to believe. So here goes. Yes, you read right. You should plan. You must plan to believe right. This means you may deliberately do a table like the one above. So I have a table here. I don't know if you guys might be able to see it, but there's a table right here. Yes. There it is. That talks about some beliefs patterns, and sometimes the way how we plan to believe is so sometimes we have to draw up a table. Sometimes we have to get really practical about how we really plan to believe. And so what I'm saying here is you have to examine some internal elements such as your values, philosophy, and beliefs in a literal sense. It means that you may need to examine them individually and ask yourself, where did I acquire this belief? Or where did I acquire these beliefs, rather? When did I start living by this rule? What actions or events led me to think this way? You then have to ask yourself the ultimate question. Do I still need these beliefs, rules, and ways of processing? That's a very good dialogue. And that's an internal dialogue I'm inviting us all to have. Where did you develop this need to feel like you must always be accepted in every room? Do you still need to live by that rule, though? Is that still necessary? Because many of us are living by rules that we came up with when we were 5 and 6 years old and no longer serves us. And so we have to start redefining and examining and see, does this still work for us? Aren't we changing? We want different things. The way in which we are living our life now, is this realistic? Is it realistic for us to say that a person must always give us 100% of their time, and otherwise they don't love us? Is this realistic? We came up with that rule when we were 5. Do we still need them? And so it's a big part of how we plan to believe. We have to examine what we already believe and decide that we're not going to believe them anymore. We're going to rule them out. We're going to decide that this is not necessary, is it? And sometimes, it is not that the belief is bad. It's just that it's just no longer necessary. It just isn't necessary anymore. It's not realistic or plausible anymore. It's not livable anymore. People, grow apart. They are living their own lives. They have other interests that perhaps they once shared in common with you, but no longer is. So the rule that we perhaps might have had was, any friends that we have must always like the same things. Is that true? Can't we have friends and facilitate differences in people and still be their friend and still show up for them and allow them to show up for us? Sometimes we are waiting, we are waiting for things to show up in a particular way when they are already in our lives, but it's just that it's not the way how we are programmed to want them or to accept them, but they are there nonetheless. There's a saying that says, what you have been searching for has always been right in front of you. You're just so clouded by this preconceived notion that things have to be a particular way in order for you to accept or receive it. But tonight we're saying that we're going to plan to believe differently. And a big part of planning to believe differently is to understand that these rules I came up with from so long ago, or even maybe just the other day, are they livable? Are they plausible? Are they still necessary? Are they realistic for me to keep holding on to them? And even as I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself, because this is also pulling me to wonder, what era of my life am I living like I'm still 5 years old? What rule am I still harboring and holding up to my neck, saying that it has to be this way? Can't it be another way? The thing you have been saying that you are going to be happy if you have, do you still want it? Or do you just have it to say that you have to have it because this is what you wanted? This is what you wrote down. I remember when I was about to do my master's program, and I so badly wanted to do social work, and I had to decide at some point that I don't want to do social work really. Educational psychology really works well. And I actually decided that I want that. And not because I wrote down social work means that I have to do it. I can change my mind. And that's a part of your belief system. So these are some beliefs that we can come up with. I can change my mind. I have permission to change my mind. Any belief that no longer serves me can be eliminated, can go down, can be dismantled. I like how I put it here in the book where I said that the beliefs, rules, and ways of processing. So it's not only beliefs and rules, it's the way how we process things. And many of us are processing things as if we're still 5 years old, because we have held on to the rules, we have held on to the programming, and we haven't taken the time to examine, which is why I believe that we really should plan. And we should sometimes even write down what it is that we really believe. Sometimes we have to look at the situations in our lives, and we have to we have to allow ourselves to be honest and say, what is it that I want? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I heard a gentleman, he was expressing to the host that his wife doesn't acknowledge him when he comes through the door. And her response was kind of taking the place of the wife and saying, so what, you want me to just drop everything and pay attention to you when you come through the door? And he was like, yes. But the question is, in what area of your life did you said to yourself that a person has to give you all the time, 100% of their attention in order for you to feel important and needed? Is it really true that if the person doesn't drop everything and attend to you, mean that you're not important or they don't love you? Where did you learn to associate love and attention to equate the same thing? And when I say attention, I mean absolute all the time, because we tend to do that as human beings. We tend to count the ways that we have lost more than the ways that we have gained. And so we have to be careful how we sometimes associate one thing with another when it's not necessarily always true, because you have to remember, that people are different and people show love differently. So we have to be careful how we sometimes say to ourselves that I can't believe that she doesn't love me or he doesn't like me because he doesn't do this or that, when for the other person it could be something different. So when we say plan to believe, we have to start examining our thoughts and being honest with ourselves, examine how we process things, ask ourselves the questions, and decide that we're not going to believe this anymore. We're going to allow people to be who they are, and if it doesn't suit or resonate with us, then we're going to, maybe search somewhere else where that is being offered. And we're not going to hate people or wish bad on them, but we're going to say, all right, this is what is happening. It doesn't serve me anymore, at least. And I'm not saying totally goodbye, but this is where I would need some more attention, and it's not happening. So let me open myself up to more opportunities. Sometimes we are fixated on this one thing and it doesn't work out, and we're still holding on, hoping and willing it to happen, and we are frustrating ourselves. I remember, I used to struggle, still do, and I don't really call it a struggle anymore because I have learned so much. But I used to struggle with having friends in my age group. And if you ask me now, most of my friends are like 20 or 30 years older than me. They are they double my age. And so I used to struggle with having friends in my age group. And I used to say, it seemed like I always have just weird friendships. People who are in their 60s, in their 50s, 40s, they are the ones who are my friends. Why can't I have regular friends? Like, why can't I be a regular person? But then I realized it dawned on me, why chase down attention and love and affection from people who I think I need it from? If I'm getting it from these people who are, 40s or 60s, does it matter how old they are? And the truth is, it doesn't. As long as I'm actually getting what it is that I need in this moment. Why frustrate myself and say because they're not in their 20s or 30s like me, then it's not worth it or it's not truly important? Why frustrate myself and say, yes, I have attention and love, but it's not from persons in their 20s, so I have to search for it again? Why do that? Why not bask in the moment and the ambience of what is being offered right now from people who genuinely love and like and respect me despite their age? Why not accept the love from wherever it's coming from? How many of us are fixated with this idea of what love should always absolutely look like? And we miss our opportunities. We miss something that could be so wonderful because we're so fixated that it has to come in a particular way. That's a part of us planning to believe, that is how we are going to decide that our tomorrow is not going to be like yesterday. We're not going to continue with this lonely streak. We're not going to say, oh, I'm so lonely, when there are people around us who are so willing to be there for us. But because we're so caught up in having things one way, we miss out on wonderful opportunities, wonderful friendships. And so I learned that. And when I finally gave up this quest of mine to find friends in my age group, I ended up being surrounded with wonderful people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and it's just amazing. It turns out I don't really fit in with people in my age group anyways, because I'm way too mature, and I find them way too immature. So I guess it's a perfect fit when you find people, who are, more mature and, who are so willing to fill the gaps where they are. And so this is how I have learned to believe differently. That you might be looking for something. You might be looking for, friendship, validation, companionship, anything else that you're looking for. And you might be looking for it in a particular way or package. and you miss it because you're so fixated on it looking a particular way. Even as I speak this, I'm thinking about the scribes and Pharisees and Jesus and how they missed his coming because they were looking for him in a particular way. But how about we start looking for the characteristics and the fruits instead of looking at the whole packaging per se? Because I think that's also a big part of how we miss out on the blessings that God has created for us, because we're so fixated on what it looks like, you know? And so we have to learn how to plan differently. Let's continue our reading here. Will the interpretation I applied to my situation help me in this new era? If your answer is no, which most likely it will be, you will have to do some spring cleaning. When I say spring cleaning, you know what spring cleaning is? When you take out the mattress and take out the bed and lift up the sofa and sweep out and clean up. So in this context, spring cleaning means that we're going to take out some of the old beliefs, the old mindset, the things that used to bog us down, the rituals and the ritualistic type of belief. You know, we're going to take it down. We're going to say this no longer works for me. You know, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to live like this. The rules I came up with when I was 5 years old about friendship and about love no longer serves me. And I'm going to tear them down. I'm going to take them out and throw them away and decide every single day, whenever the old temptation comes up, I'm going to say no to them and I'm going to choose differently this time. My tomorrow will not be like my yesterday. Welcome to those of you who are joining again. We are live on TikTok and on Presence Radio. Welcome. Please feel free to like and share this video. Please call or text the number 876-548-8485 to get your concerns or to order your book heard and voiced. All right. Again, my name is Peter G. Graham. I am here talking to you about wellness, emotional healing and wellness centered around the healed version of me, a brand by itself, and also the title and topic of this book that we're reading from. Welcome. To continue our reading, I will say you must clear out those non-serving rules, beliefs, and ways of processing and replace them with serving ones. Your plan does not have to be separate from your daily schedule. So here I am teaching you now how to integrate that into your daily schedule. In fact, the more you integrate them, the better. One example of this is pasting affirmations around your house. This does not have to be tacky. You can make it important and get it printed, framed, or put on a plaque. Yes? Below are some additional examples of how your plan can fit into your daily schedule. I have practiced self-serving and goal-oriented beliefs, and I have establishing clear boundaries. So all of these are ways how we plan to believe. So I want you guys to understand something here, that planning to believe is very practical. It's not something we just say in a vacuum. It's very practical. So we want to understand that. It's very practical because we're going to be using affirmations. We're going to be setting boundaries clearly. We are going to be practicing these serving beliefs and canceling and ruling out the non-serving ones. Of course, it takes some amount of attention from us. It takes detail. It takes time. But we can start slowly and small ways. Choose one. One belief you know doesn't serve you. And decide to believe the opposite. Tailor it. Fix it. Rehearse it. Monitor your belief system. Monitor your thoughts. And decide every day that every time you come up with this topic, be it love or relationship, be it about money, I'm going to decide that this is not what I'm going to believe anymore because this no longer serves me. And I'm going to decide that I'm going to write it down and I'm going to replace it with this new belief. It's kind of like, for example, you use a stick to cross a river, but the stick, the river that you're about to cross now in your life is a much deeper river. It no longer requires a stick. It requires something that's like a boat or something. So for you to be carrying around a stick when you need a boat doesn't make any sense. It's not practical anymore. That is what we are saying right now. That the belief we used to carry when we were 5 years old and when we were 10, or even our teenage years, now that we're adults, we're going to take them out and take them apart because it no longer serves us. Please let me know when you share this video so that I can call you out on it and acknowledge you. There is a example here I want to share. People behave a particular way because of me. So many of us, we have beliefs about interaction. And let me go ahead and say this, that we have beliefs about everything. It's just for you to decide to start to think about and meditate on what they are, because they are there. Many of us, we have beliefs unconsciously. We don't exactly, walk around every day and confess our beliefs. Sometimes our beliefs are not obvious to us about certain things. Many of us have beliefs about money. We have beliefs about people. We have beliefs about trees and animals and plants. Yes, we do. It's just not always visible. So one of the beliefs that we may carry is that people behave a particular way because of us. But we're going to replace that by saying that I am not responsible for other people's behavior or assumptions. And when we take away that responsibility, it frees us up so much. It helps us to realize that, no, man, I don't have to believe all of this. I can't carry this weight. I can free myself of this. Of course, we're going to behave in a way that shows that we respect and consider other people. But we're not going to have the assumption hanging around that it's up to us to make sure that people don't behave a particular way. We're going to let go of the assumption that it's because of me why they are behaving like that. We're going to carry beliefs in our system that serves us and validates our well-being and help us to show up in our best selves. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please let me know if you have any questions. As we're about to wrap up, we're going to listen to the bridge of this song, and then we're going to close off. The bridge is one of my favorite parts of this song. Please listen and be blessed. Be blessed. Do not let anything get you down this
The new
season.
technology of
Allow yourself to know that God is in control. And as you plan to believe, understand that God is not only in control of external circumstances, but He's also in control of you, and therefore He's able to help. He's able to help you to believe better, to choose better thoughts, to meditate on, to believe that you are worth it. And so just to summarize tonight, we understand that belief is practical. It is writing down our belief system and deciding to change them. It is creating better boundaries with ourselves and other people and decide that we're not going to violate them. It is understanding that we're not responsible for people's behavior, but we're responsible for ourselves. And it's meditating on those thoughts. It's understanding that things might not always show up in the ways that we are expecting them, but we are open and we are open to them showing up so that we can receive them in whatever form they may come and not be fixated on them coming in one particular way. We are freeing ourselves up tonight and understanding that the rules that we came up with at 5 years old and 10 years old no longer serves us. And we're going to tear them down and decide we're going to do some spring cleaning as we go into 2026. And we're going to decide that these are not mine anymore. They no longer serve me. This stick cannot cross this river. It is time for me to create some new beliefs, to plan to believe differently about myself, and my tomorrow will not be like my yesterday. I'm taking charge of my life. I'm not a victim anymore. I will not roll over. I will fight. Not fight people, but I'll fight every single day as hard as it is to believe differently and to show up differently for myself. So as usual, as we close, thank you so much to Presence Radio for hosting us on Presence Radio show and program. The Healed Version of Me is the name of our program. It embodies group sessions, and we're starting group sessions in February. It embodies this book. This book is for 3,000 Jamaican dollars. It will definitely, make a good Christmas present as we approach the festive season. It is also available on Amazon. It is a Christian self-help book that teaches you about healing and breaking unhealthy patterns. It is what we were reading from earlier. It is what we have our discussions from every week at 8 p.m. here on Presence Radio and at 8:30 on TikTok. Please like and share this video. Please comment and let us know how the show or the radio program has been impacting you, how it has made a difference in your life. My name is Peter Gay Graham. I am a counselor, ed psychologist, and educator. The delight and pleasure is mine to always be talking to you and engaging you, and I do hope that you are learning something. So as usual, as we close, I'm reading again from this book, that as you heal, your mind will develop a willingness to learn from your mistakes and grow rather than being discouraged from them. You will be able to see and call situations for what they are and decide how you're going to treat with them. Your level of self-awareness will bloom, and you will know how to give good things to yourself and those around you. As you heal, you will become clearer. Confusion will burn away. You will be proud of yourself for how far you have come and the part you have played in your own journey. Your load will get lighter. Confusion will burn away. And you will know that if you can help somebody as you go along, then your living most definitely will not be in vain. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and share this video and share with us how we have definitely impacted your life. Thank you so much for having me. Again, this is Peter Gay Graham from the Healed Version of Me, and we are zooming out.
I let see myself the way you see. Thank you.